Hello everyone! In this video, I would like to share with you all the pictures in Kerby's coloring books that I started, but never finished. And we will find here some very old gems. So let's begin! Let's start with the older coloring books. And as first, we have here Mythomorphia, in which I have 2 unfinished pages. The first page that I never finished is this volcano dogs. And I remember when I started this page, I was really excited about it. I started to color with Nia colors, and it was one of my first pictures that I tried with them. But if I remember well, I had the issue with the smoke because it wasn't really how I wanted. Also, I remember that I had quite a hard times blending the pale yellow with the red. So yeah, I guess I just left the page and never get back to it. After the years of experience with the Nia colors, I know now what I did wrong and what I would do differently. And I even know how I could fix this page. So it's really possible that I will get back to it because I really like the illustration. Yeah, I think it can be really fun to get back to the page old like this and see what I am capable of now, right? The second page is this steampunk cat, and yeah, I just did the background. I was using acrylic paint, and I remember that I was experimenting with acrylic paints that time. And if you look closer, you can see a mix of red and orange colors. And I'm not really sure what was my initial idea. Honestly, I wouldn't do red background like this now. Anyway, it could be really interesting to get back to it and do something with what I already have and with what I would never do now. So yeah, this leaves a lot of space for creativity, for stepping out of my comfort zone again and just continue where I left off. Alright, the second book is Morphia, and I have only one unfinished page here. It's the page on the right. The left side is already finished, and my original intent wasn't to color the whole double page because of all these details, but I really wanted to experiment with the new media I had. Well, this medium isn't meant for coloring. Actually, I was using Gioconda leads by Kohinoor and Derwent Graphitone. It wasn't very easy to do layers with these mediums because once you fill the tooth of the paper, you just cannot layer more. So I was using also a little bit of Prismacolors. And yeah, I can say I'm really happy with that result. Even if there is not big contrast as I usually do, but it was more like a training. And the few doodles on the right side of the page were colored just for the video purposes. So if you are interested, I have a coloring tutorial for all of these 4 items on this double page. There is a link to these videos in the description box below this video, so you can check it out. Do I plan to finish this page? Probably not. As I said, it's too detailed. Next, Morphia is Mythomorphia. And in this book I have only one unfinished page on which I wanted to try my Nia colors again. But as you can see, I never finished my exercise of blending. I just applied the crayon, but never activated that with water. Again, this is a long-term work in progress page, and I don't know whether I should finish it or not. There is a lot of small details on the bottom. I really hate having so much work in progress pictures. But sometimes, or I should say quite often, I just lost interest in coloring the page after a while. And you know how hard it is to jump on the page you don't really like, and then you have to push yourself to finish it, and it takes you forever. But it's true that with a new idea, The day can be saved, right? Oh, now it's interesting. Here we have the Mythic World, and I have two editions, US and Polish. I prefer Polish edition because of the paper. It has always been better than the other editions. Well, except the UK edition, which also have quite nice paper. And what I mean by that is that I'm using a lot of watercolors in coloring books. And Polish and UK editions can handle the water a little bit better than the US edition. However, when this book came out for the first time, when it was published, there were only US edition available for me. Also, that time I had no idea that there will be any difference in the paper. Because to this moment I was always having only the Polish edition. So I have never thought about it. But when this US edition arrived, I noticed two big differences. The first is the paper, as I said, but the second is the middle of the book. You cannot really have flat double page in US edition, but you can have this in Polish edition. So if you color double page, it's really easier to get into the middle part in Polish edition. There is no fold in between the pages. And that's why I have this unfinished picture in the US edition. I started that, but then I noticed this issue with the middle part. And I just couldn't get through it. I thought that I will buy the Polish edition anyway, so I will wait until I have it and I will color it in the Polish edition. However, it never happened. I have never started this page again. And if it comes to the Polish edition, I have two unfinished double pages. The first is the first double page in the book. Again, I colored all these single images, all these single parts for the video purposes. So again, the link to these videos is in the description box below. And no, I wasn't reflecting what I have colored in the coloring book, but I just chose those that I thought that will be interesting for me at that moment. And I really think that the page like this can be helpful for you, because all these creatures on this double page are inside the coloring book. So for instance, you wanna try some color combo, but you are not sure whether it will look nice or not. You can try it on this double page. It could be something like a test page for you. Do I want to finish this double page? I don't know. Maybe when I have the full book completed, then maybe I could get back into it and really finish it. But what I really want to finish is this Finfolk double page. I'm working on it for such a long time, so hopefully I will finish it soon, because it is a page for one of my subscribers who won a challenge, and maybe that's also the reason why it takes me so long, because I want to make it really nice and interesting, so it will be a good reward. Anyway, I think I am almost halfway done. I did the base with watercolors, and now I think I will be using white gouache for some more dramatic clouds, and then I will be using pencils on top of it. I will just add some contrast and I'm gonna make it a little bit more dramatic. Yeah, it will be fun. Oops, and I forgot that I have another unfinished page in this book, so there will be 3 in the end. And the third page is this phoenix. This is the page that I started on live stream, and I intended to finish this page on live stream as well. But you know, it took me so long. I don't know whether I did that through 2 or 3 live streams. But you know how it is with me and live streaming. I took a break from live streaming, and when I started live streaming again, I have never got back to this page. But there is a chance that I will finish it somewhen in the future. Not on live stream, but yeah, just on the camera. Who knows? As next, we have the coloring book Fragile World, and there are only 2 double pages. The first is this lemur page, and I really love how I started. Just look at the detail. It looks so good. I have no idea how I did it. I even didn't have the idea how I did it after I did the first one. But I continued on the second one and it worked somehow, and I'm still not getting how I did the tails. So that's the thing that holds me back, because I'm afraid of continuing and actually finishing the last lemur, because I'm afraid that it will be different. But I really don't know what am I afraid of. I'm sure that I would make it just the same as the rest. Here we have the second unfinished page, and now I know what you have to think. She covered the whole double page again. What is she doing, right? Don't worry, this is just the background. My idea is to make a star constellation. So I first did the sky, or rather the galaxy, and now I will take a pencil, I'm thinking about white or very light blue, and I will outline the birds and add some stars. So don't worry, I didn't cover the whole page. The only thing that will not be visible on the page, on the final piece, is the grass, but I'm sure you can forgive me that, right? Alien Worlds is our next coloring book, and here is the first double page. Again, I started this page on live stream and I was using Derwent Graphitint. It should have a little bit of the sheen from the graphite, but it's not really visible now. I guess it's just washed out. And because the Graphitone palette is really small, I had not much to work with. And also this was the first time, I guess, I was using them. So I did rather an initial wash, and there should be another layers with pencils for creating a contrast and make it more vibrant. However, as a testing page for a new medium, it was great. And is it just me, or do I have only double pages that are unfinished? Anyway, I started this page on live stream again, and I was trying the new set of Derwent Inktense pencils. You know, you remember the 28 new colors that came out some time ago. When I get them, I was testing them on this double page, and yeah, I remember that the live stream was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I was stuck with the planet. My idea was to make it as a sun, but I wasn't sure how to really make it. I was thinking about covering all the lines and make it really bright. But when I think about it now, it would be quite flat. I see how I could make it better, more interesting, and with all the spots that are on the sun. So yeah, maybe I will get back to it. What I really like on this page is how I did these floating stones. However, I think I could add a little bit more black in between the stones. So yeah, we will see. The next unfinished page is this single page this time, and I started that as a matching page to the right. But I remember that doing each part on its own was so overwhelming that I wasn't able to finish the other side. And the more I hesitate to finish it, the more I don't want to do it. I still remembering how never-ending was doing the left side. Anyway, I really like the color combo I was using. So yeah, there is a chance that I will get back to it and finish it. But at this moment, it's not on my top pages to finish list. Let's see next time. Another double page is this page full of crystals, which again was so overwhelming that I was done after the small part of crystals. Maybe if I will be able to figure out some easier way to color such a huge amount of crystals, I would get back to it. But again, it's not on my top pages to finish list. Maybe when I have all other pages in all Kerby's books finished, then maybe I will be able to get into these crystals. Oh, and that's all from this coloring book. But we have another one. And it's Mythomorphia. This is my #1 coloring book by Kerby Rosanes. And I have most pictures colored in this book. But I have also a lot of unfinished pages here. So again, the first page that is unfinished is the first double page. I had this idea to make the water in the middle and then different grounds according to the characters that are on the page. So I started. I did the wash with Nia colors and then never came back. If I get back to it now, I would probably color everything around all the creatures and then I would get back and did the background as the last part. And actually it could be really fun. I like how I started this page and it's still interesting. I think I could give it a chance. Another double page is this Griffin page. I had amazing idea. I wanted to do a Mordor. Do you see the tower on the right? That was supposed to be the Sauron's tower. And everything around would be in dark. These hills would be volcanoes. And the part that I already colored is supposed to be a lava pool or a lava rock. Just a lava, you know. And I started that with pencils, and that's maybe the reason why I stopped and left the page. I still intend to get back to it somewhen. Next we have a dragon page. I had really hard times choosing the colors. I wanted something unusual and I started and then I didn't know how to continue. Also during coloring, I wasn't sure whether I like this color combo or not, and I'm still not sure about it. I don't know if I can make it nice. Also, this was the first time, I think, that I was combining two brands of pencils, and I was using Luminance for the first time ever, I guess, and Prismacolors. So yeah, I wasn't used to use Luminance, and that was also one of the reasons why I left the page unfinished, because it was just overwhelming. In this case, you have overwhelming double page, overwhelming color combos, and you have a new tool you have never used before. It's too much at the same moment. No wonder that I left the page. If I get back to color this page now, I wouldn't be overwhelmed by the medium, because I already know Luminance. But the thing is that I wouldn't probably use them, or not only them, because at this moment I'm using all my brands of pencils together. So I'm mixing like Prismacolors, Polychromos, Pablos, Luminance all together. So this wouldn't be a problem anymore. And that's the beauty of practicing. When I'm browsing all these pages, I really see the progress in my experiences. Because at that time when I left these pages, I was lost. I didn't know how to continue, how to fix things. I was afraid that I ruined the page and that it's lost forever. And that's the case for my next pages as well. I just thought that I ruined the page and there is no way to fix it and closed the door. But now, after, I don't know, a year or two, I see the way, I see the solution, I know how to fix it, and it opens the doors again. And it's all about practicing and gaining more experience. So never stop trying, never stop creating, because a year from now you can be somewhere totally else. And what you may think is hard now will be a piece of cake in a year if you keep practicing and exploring new things. Then I have this double page on which I colored only these two areas, and again it was only for the video purposes. Coloring tutorials for both of these pictures are up on my channel already, and the link is again in the description box below this video. And actually I don't like this double page much, so I have never planned to finish it, but again, when there is nothing else to color, I may get back to it. Another page that I thought that is lost forever is this ghoul with a haunted dog page. It was at the beginning of my coloring journey when I was exploring various mediums. It was at the same time I was doing the steampunk cat from Mythomorphia. So again, I was trying the acrylic paint, and not only for the background, but for the whole page. The background is quite opaque, and you may see that I went over the dog's flames, which I thought at that time that it's absolutely ruined. Now I know that I can paint over it with a white paint and then color over it with pencils, and it will do the ghosty look. And how many of unfinished pages do you have? Let me know in the comments. Have a meowsome day and see you in the next video. Bye bye!